Sup y'all, we back. So today is June 4th, and apparently today was supposed to be the first press conference for UFC 303, Mcgregor versus Chandler. And out of nowhere, it's been canceled. Apparently by Conor McGregor himself. Nobody really knows why officially yet, but I thought it was a bit interesting. Real quick, stick to the end of this video. I got something that I wanted to announce. So yesterday on June 3rd, Conor McGregor tweeted this himself. In consultation with the UFC, today's press conference was canceled due to the series of obstacles outside of our control. I apologize to my Irish fans and fans around the world for the inconvenience and appreciate all your passion and support. I can't wait to put on the greatest of all time show in the octagon. Now, a lot of people seem to think that the fight is canceled because of this, because he doesn't actually say that the fight is still on for June 29th. Daniel Cormier himself has said, like, a lot of the people behind the scenes in UFC are very tight-lipped about the whole thing, so it kind of seems to raise some concerns for him. Interestingly enough, UFC 303's pay-per-view was removed from ESPN+, so that's pretty fucking concerning already, just off rip. I don't think I've ever seen that happen, period. Conor tweeted on June 2nd some footage of him hitting pads in the gym, and he looks pretty good. He looks pretty healthy, he looks pretty fine, but Wade goes on to say that if he did actually get injured for this fight, it must have happened the next day, which would understandably, like, cause the abrupt cancellation of the press conference, and it would only make sense for them to pull away all the pay-per-view stuff for 303 if Conor actually is injured. Noteworthy enough at the same time is that the UFC actually posted both Conor McGregor's fight with Eddie Alvarez and the second Nate Diaz fight for free on YouTube, but waiting a long fucking time for them to do that. But then they immediately removed it from YouTube out of nowhere. Again, that's weird fucking behavior if everything is okay. But I think the biggest red flag about this whole thing is that if Conor actually is injured and that's the reason why he pulled out, it must be an insane fucking injury. Something really concerning to him. Conor McGregor notoriously doesn't pull out of fights, and he actually despises when his opponents pull out of fights, especially if it's with an injury. He fought Max Holloway with a torn ACL, and then when he was supposed to fight Jose Aldo the first time, he ended up having to switch opponents to Chad Mendes, and he ended up fighting Chad Mendes with like a torn ACL as well, and I think like another knee injury. When he fought Khabib, obviously, you know, my foot was a balloon, that whole thing. Then you had in the Poirier 3 fight, right before his ankle fucking snapped, he had a bunch of like stress fractures in the actual bone itself. So if Conor's pulling out of this fight because of an injury, either one of two things. Either A, it's serious as fuck, it's a bad fucking injury, or B, which I didn't really see a lot of people taking note of this, but he might have some confidence issues going into this. Now, I know it's fucking crazy to suggest that out of anybody in the world, Conor McGregor is having confidence issues, but for somebody who has been laid off for like 2 years due to a massive leg break injury, an injury that fighters don't even normally come back to. He's up against Michael Chandler, which true, he's been on the shelf for like 2 years as well, but like he's been training and going ham every single day with his inspirational quotes on Twitter. Conor already has like focused issues, and like there's, you know, questions about, you know, whether or not he's sober recently. All I'm gonna say is just there's a lot of things that can get in the way of Conor McGregor being as confident as possible heading into this fight, and an injury, especially a bad one, definitely gonna strike some fucking holes in there. I'm sure the news will come out by the end of the week, like officially what is going on with UFC 303, but I just wanted to throw that out there just in case, like, it might be something, and if I'm the one that predicted that, you know, I'm the GOAT, whatever. But on some real shit, the UFC has a problem with UFC 303 right now. If the fight is actually off, the only thing they have to save the card really is Ian Gary versus MVP. I know Jamal Hill's returning, but honestly, who could give a fuck about Jamal Hill returning? The rest of the card is just kind of meh. It's a regular UFC fight card, you know what I'm saying? And the UFC has this problem with McGregor specifically, and a lot of other fights, like when they have a John Jones card or something like that, where their headline is so good, very important, to the point where they know that everyone's gonna buy it anyway. So they think to themselves, all right, fuck it, let's just fill the rest of the card with dull fights. If Conor McGregor pulls out of this fight, the only thing you have to save the card is Ian Gary and MVP. I'm not paying $80 for that shit. They need to stop just banking all of their money into a main event that could just fall out at any time due to a freak accident injury. Like, the UFC is doing a horrible job recently with their management. I don't know what is happening over there, but they are eating ass, bro. Boxing is whooping their shit this year. 2024 is boxing's year for sure over the UFC. They had UFC 299 and UFC 300, which were fucking massive. They were great events, but ever since then, not really. 301 was a dud, and 302 was crazily shit outside of the Islam versus Dustin fight. Islam versus Dustin saved that card. Let's just be real. All in all, this is my take on just like what could possibly be happening. I don't know. Everybody's being very cryptic, very tight-lipped about the whole thing, including Chandler himself. himself. He said something about planting seeds of doubt. Walk on. See you at the top. Same old bullshit. Conor is obviously not fucking saying shit. The UFC is obviously not fucking saying shit. It's all in all just really weird and a really stressful, I guess, situation as fans, because now we're like, okay, well, what do we do here for UFC 303? You have people that flown out to go see this press conference, probably canceled work, probably fucked up their own plans to go see this press conference, let alone go to the fight itself. What the fuck do you tell these people now? And again, this is just more bullshit stopping Conor McGregor from returning into the cage and also stopping Michael Chandler from going into the cage. I saw an idea from YouTuber Sean Jones saying that they should do a BMF fight between Max Holloway and Chandler to just get Chandler a fight going, keep him active, at least like feed him a little bit before Conor, you know, gets back in for maybe December. I don't know. I don't hate that idea, but at the same time, I don't love the idea. It's just kind of like fuck it, you know, why not? I just seriously don't know what is in the mind of Michael Chandler after waiting so long for this, doing an entire season of The Ultimate Fighter, which was a dud of a fucking season, just to be slagged off for another year, and then now when the fight is actually happening, it's just another fucking thing is getting in the way now. You guys tell me your thoughts. What do you think should happen? What is going on behind the scenes? Do you think the UFC is hiding an injury from Conor? Do you think Conor is just slacking in some kind of way? Do you think he's possibly having confidence issues? What do you want to do with Chandler at this point? What do you do with Chandler at this point? I don't fucking know, man. Anyway, in some other news, I actually have a fight coming up. This is gonna be my second smoker, Muay Thai smoker, is actually scheduled for the same day as McGregor's fight, so I'm gonna be fighting on June 29th, the same day as Conor McGregor's supposed to be fighting on June 29th. I have my own little journey going on, and I'm excited to do it, and if you guys are curious about it, let me know in the comments. Let me know if you guys want me to review my first fight, or just talk about certain things that I'm practicing in training. I don't know, just pitch your ideas if you have them, but I just wanted to announce that, and I'll give you guys an update on it after the fight goes down, you know, after June 29th. At the start of this year, I made a video where I was like, I don't fucking care about this fight, and honestly, I still kind of have that same feeling, mostly just because it feels like it's never going to happen. We need to feel like this is actually plausible, that we can touch it with our hands and watch it with our eyes. Leave a like in this video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more fight talk in the future, and I will see you guys later.
My secrets and my heart is what I gave to you. In return, you see nothing but a lame excuse. And it's wow, I did everything just to see you smile. I've been thinking about you for a while, responding to your pics and your vids. Now I see you just do it for the gram. And you talking on your man.